ang gusto kong laging ikinakwento is, hey, look at me. Do I look like someone na nagbabasa ng libro once a week? I mean, one book a week? No, definitely not. Pero bakit ako naging ganon? Because it was difficult at first, but I know I wanted to do it, so I continuously did it for a certain period of time, and eventually I became like this.
Welcome to the Seven Dimensions of Wellness, the podcast that helps you reassess your habits and helps you progress. The seven dimensions are as follows: spiritual, physical, emotional, career, intellectual, environmental, and social. Reassess, progress. This is the Seven Dimensions of Wellness. Welcome to the Seven Dimensions of Wellness. Tonight's dimension is a little bit of everything since it's the final episode for the second season. Just a quick recap: the seven dimensions are spiritual, physical, emotional, career, intellectual, environmental, and social. Our honorable guest for this season is one of the founders of Ahavah Ministry Philippines. It's a charity organization that aims to spread love to all creation by bridging the cheerful givers and all types of the needy. Of course, recently, our guest also received his bachelor's degree in philosophy. That's one of the major success. That was really cool. And of course, he has decades worth of friendship with Team Payaman before it was even a brand. So he's a loving father, my previous coworker, and a lifelong learner. Let's give it up for Adam. So hey man, welcome.
Thank you for inviting me in this show. I'm really, really excited to talk to you about a lot of things, and yeah. Would you like me to like speak in English, or is it
Ah,
Tagalog
Taglish. Oh,
okay?
Taglish tayo.
Yan.
Taglish.
Because in-intro mo ng English eh. Parang
Oo.
nauobliga ako. Nahihirapan pa naman ako mag-English pag hindi naka-headset. Buti naka-headset ako.
Nandun yung mood eh na hello.
Uh, Welcome to all the listeners, and I hope mag-enjoy tayo sa conversation, and I hope you learn something a little bit about me and a little bit about everything na pag-uusapan namin. And yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, thank you. So, I guess a little bit more background no kasi like yung mga nasabi ko kanina, shortened version na yon. Sa mga hindi makakilala sa iyo, kuya, like, tell us more about you. Yan.
Sure, yeah. Well, nasabi mo na yung pangalan ko ay Adam. I think the thing that I want to be known for is si Adam ay someone who heads an NGO, a non-government organization, a non-profit organization. I don't really know the difference, pero gusto ko rin makilala ko ng mga tao about my essays about different kinds of social issues, but I mainly, focus on theological issues such as yung theodicy, the problem of evil. It's
Ooh,
really big. It's really big, but yeah, I've written quite a few essays about it, and yeah, isa ako sa mga tao sa likod ng camera ng Team Payaman. So I manage the Playhouse, I manage Kong Clothing, logistics partner nila ako doon. I create contents for my friends, specifically kay Junjun sometimes, kay Boss King, kay Junjun, kay Aaron, and sometimes, pag nangingi sila ng content, I also give them ideas, but not as good as their ideas. So,
That's actually pretty cool. Tas, kasi mamaya, we're gonna dive in deeper dyan sa friendship na nabuo
yeah.
all these years, man. Kasi sa season 2 ng Runaway podcast and sa Seven Dimensions of
Mhm.
Wellness, nag-focus kami
Right.
sa friendship. Nag-focus din talaga
Right.
kami sa friendship. It
Mhm.
is like building awareness na paano kung may kaibigan kang may mental health issue. Paano kung may
Right.
kaibigan ka na lalapit sa'yo, uy tol, paano ba ako maka-ace ng job interview dito sa
Nice.
papasukan ko? Yung Ahavah Ministry Philippines, man, how was it like? Kamusta yung mga humble beginnings ng
Mhm.
charity?
Mhm.
Yan.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you because I take it as a compliment when people say no, oh si Adam, meron
Mm-mm.
siyang higher purpose, or oh si Adam, meron siyang goal, or alam niya kung what's the purpose of his existence. Kasi normally philosophers throughout the ages, 90% ng reason nila for philosophizing is to understand the reason for their existence, or for existence itself, or what's the purpose of life, or where's life headed to, or ano yung eschatological endings ng life natin. So yeah, I really take it as a compliment kasi I'm one, or I'm one of the few na na-discover yung purpose niya in the earlier parts of their lives, right? Parang dati
Yes.
kasi ang pinaka reason why nagtayo kami ng Ahavah Ministry is because yung friendship namin, meron na kaming prior organization na walang nakakaalam, kami lang, pero nilagyan namin ng pangalan para mabilis i-describe kasi, para hindi na kailangan i-describe. So,
Oo.
oh, Angels in Backpack tayo. Angels in Backpack is where me, my friends, and like Burong, Dudut, Boskeng, and Junjun, and everyone else,
Mm-mm.
at a certain, like every 15th and 30th, nagtatabi kami ng 10% of our salary, and then we buy food, and we buy rice, and then nalagay namin sa plastic. Tapos magdadala kami ng backpack. Tapos lalagay namin dun sa sa backpack namin. Tapos
Oo,
maglalakad
oo.
kami, maghanap lang kami ng mga street dweller, tapos papakainin namin sila, and then we move on. Eh, habang tumatagal yung trip namin na gano'n, actually we do that twice a month before. Medyo nagkakabarya na.
Mm-mm,
May
mm-mm.
praise God kasi may pumapasok na pera. So we said na parang yeah, kailangan namin tong ayusin, i-organize natin ng bahagya. Tapos uh, ang dami na rin ang dami na ngang pumapasok. Like ang first have a ministry activity namin, naka-raise kami ng 300,000 pesos in
Woo!
one. 300,000,
Oo.
man. And 80% of those donations came from my friends. And then we realized na parang, wait a second, ang laki na ito masyado.
Oo.
Parang mababa lang yung percentage ng mga charitable organization na nakaka-raise ng ganong pera. Especially kung 1 week lang yung 1 week lang
Time span.
yung oo. Sabi, okay, sige. Tapos after that first
Mm-mm.
activity, by the way, yung I have a ministry, what we um really do is parang we try to do the 7 corporal works of mercy. Like in cycle siya ng 7 months. That's giving drink to the thirsty, sheltering the homeless. Nakalimutan ko na yung iba, pero
It's
basically
okay.
'yon.
Mm-mm.
Mga 'yon. So, nung first namin, ang ganda nga ng returns. Tapos nung nabalitaan ng mga friends namin ng mga tao na, oh, may charitable organization dito. Tapos gusto ang dami na talagang pumapasok. Sadly, merong lumapit sa amin na group ng doctor na gusto mag-donate ng 1 million plus pera. Hindi pwede.
Oo.
Kasi wala kaming OR. Yung
Oh, okay. Oo,
OR,
oo,
yung
oo. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
registration. Sabi
Yes.
ko, man, sayang to. So, i-register natin. So, yun. Parang simula na nagpa-register na kami, parang okay naman na. So far, ngayon, wala pa rin kaming OR. Kaya hindi pa rin kami makareceive ng malalaking donation. Ang meron lang kami SEC. Pero, pinaprocess na namin yung iba. So, yeah, ganun nagsimula. It basically started from us just wanting to help as much people as we can, and God blessed us with a little bit of dough. So, that's when it
Mm-mm.
started.
Dang. I mean, hearing this story, kasi second time ko pa lang ito naririnig, like, it's really,
Right,
really
right, right.
beautiful, man. Lalo na yung part na you just literally carry, like, food, like, on your backpack. Tapos, you have to walk from Bacoor to Dasmariñas.
Mm.
Hearing that initially, like, for sure, sa mga taong hindi mahihilig maglakad, talagang
Right.
kukwestiyonin nila, like, di ba kayo napapagod? Pero, like, as someone who likes to walk and to saunter, like taking long walks and all. Hindi mo
Right.
mararamdaman yung pagod kung alam mo naman na may purpose yung ginagawa mo. Yun.
Right there, right. That's one thing, and that
Mm.
probably the most important thing. But aside from that, because when you do something that is really really hard, number one, you want to do what you're doing, and number two, you have friends with you while you're doing it. Yung pagod, nandyan, hindi nawawala, imposibleng mawala yan, pero it makes it much more tolerable. I'd like to use that word, tolerable.
In relation dun sa tanong natin kanina, what was it like starting Ahavah,
Yeah.
tas na-share nyo na wala pang ang OR. wala pang OR. So in the process pa lang, in the process.
Exactly, yeah.
Ito from what I've gathered with my friends and all, kasi
Right,
sikat naman na si Bossing sikat na si Bossing ko
right.
and all that. Curious sila, lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa small circle ko,
Right,
yung naging effort on camera na na-videohan
right,
ko na paano umubos ng 1,000,000 within 15 minutes, ganon. What
right,
happened after? Like, di ba, nakabili na and all. Tapos,
right.
sumama rin ba sila sa mismong
Mm,
field to give out,
mm.
like relief,
Those
goods?
donations, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Well, first thing that I'd like to say na number one, dami kasi nagtatanong, is it really true? Is it legit? Is it talagang binigay? I have currently in my possession right there, if you want to see the video, I have the receipt.
Mm-mm.
Talaga ng legit presyo ng items. Number two, um, we have to understand na in an organization or in a family, merong iba-ibang role ang family, right? So
Yes, yes.
ang nanay ang magfa-finance, I mean mag-aalaga ng pera,
Mm-mm.
mag-aalaga ng mga anak, or ang tatay ang magpo-pull in ng trabaho, or vice versa, pwede mag-ano. Pero my point is, iba-ibang tao sa family may iba-ibang role. And right now, because of their, parang medyo busy sila, and dami nilang bookings and schedules and everything, we understand, naiintindihan namin sa isa't isa na we cannot do yung ginagawa namin before na magkakasama sa charitable organization, or I mean charity works, right?
Uh-uh.
So, meron kaming unwritten understanding na you guys earn money. Ako gagastos.
Yes, okay,
Parang ako
okay.
magwawaldas ng pera nyo, at ako ang kayo magdala ng pera, ako magwawaldas. So, sa out of 10 lakad ng Ahavah Ministry, 7 lang yung nasasamahan nila. So not every time na may lakad din nakakasama na sila. So yeah. Ganun. So yung sorry, ang labo ko to magsagot ng answer ay ng question,
It's
sorry.
okay.
Pero to
Mm.
answer your question, introduction pa lang yan. To
Oo.
answer your question, after namin ma-receive yung binili namin, nilagay namin siya dun sa chapel malapit sa amin.
Mm-mm.
Tapos binook namin yung schedule namin ng pamimigay. Hindi namin kasi binigay in one area lang. Kasi, parang this much donation, sayang naman kung, well, not sayang, pero
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
mas maganda kung mas maraming makikinabang.
Yes.
Medyo bababa lang yung quantity, pero yung dami ng taong matutulungan, marami talaga. So, what we
Mm-mm.
did was, namili kami ng mga organization din ng pagbibigyan, kasi nung panahon na yon medyo nag-lock na naman, kaya hindi na naman
Oo.
makalarga yung mga
Yes.
tao. So that's what we did. Yung spirit ng Angels in Backpack, gusto pa rin namin ma-retain dito sa Ahavah Ministry. So, that's what we did. Hanap kami ng mga kabundukan, nilagay namin yung donation sa backpack namin, then we trek. 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, man. It's really fun.
And to give context dun sa listeners natin, correct me if I'm wrong, Kuya, Ahava is also a remote area dun sa bundok, no? Tama po? Ah,
Ahava is a Hebrew word that
mm.
ang ibig sabihin niya ay love. So,
Okay,
so
okay.
yeah, love.
Ayan. Thank you. Thank you for correcting.
Of course, yeah.
Ayun. Dito, it's really nice kasi like
Thank you, thank
for
you.
me, like it's not every day I'd meet someone who already found their purpose. So
Mm.
just to repeat the question that I asked before
Sure.
we
Sorry.
started recording. ito na. Okay. So,
Mm.
yeah, earlier I asked Adam like what pushed him to pursue philosophy. So, what was it like, to finish the bachelor's degree, to
Oh,
finish the
man.
journey? Eto na. Eto na, tapos na.
Ang saya, ang saya. Ang saya, pero sobrang hirap. Well, to answer your question, parang naalala ko kasi prior to me studying philosophy, I remember si this famous philosopher si Socrates.
Mm,
Parang
mm.
naalala ko sinabi niya, the unexamined life is not worth living. And let me repeat that, an unexamined life is not worth living. So parang there pag nasa 30 plus ka na, 28 years old, yung mga nasa late 20s ka na, parang nag-i-start ka na mag-question na parang, where is my life headed? Or parang,
Yes.
why am I here? And most of the time, uh, nung nag-interview nga ako for my thesis, parang ang unplanned answers ng mga interviewees ko, ang mga in-interview ko is parang nag-start sila mag-question sa direction ng buhay nila at late 20s and early 30s. So, parang ako, medyo na-bless lang ako na nag-question ako ng maaga. Parang para saan ba to and ganyan. Pero just another disclaimer lang pala, I cannot say pala 100% na I know my purpose. Right now, I think I know my purpose. Pero, in the future, maybe may bago pang ibigay si Lord sa akin. Pero originally, I studied philosophy because of a question, a question I heard from someone. Ang sabi niya, this is the question. Sabi niya, if God is good, why is there evil? One more time. If God is
Mm-mm,
good, why is
mm-mm,
there evil? Parang,
mm-mm.
wait a sec, how do I answer that? Like, how can an all-loving God allow someone to get murdered, or parang madisgrasya sila? Parang,
Yes. Mm-mm.
wouldn't that mean na parang he's not all good? So parang hindi ko talaga kayang sagutin yung question na yun. Tapos talaga wala akong idea. Pero ang nangyari is like, um, na accidentally, or well, incidentally,
Accidentally.
may pinindot ako na YouTube video. Talagang na-inspire ako dun. Kasi lagi ko na siyang naririnig sa radyo. Pangalan niya si Ravi Zachariah. Tapos, very, very interesting character to. Kasi, he's someone na very Christian. Um, very, ang tawag dito, conservative. Christian
Possibly.
siya, pero, he deals heavily with philosophy, and I really admired how he mishmashed, or he merged the two worlds ng philosophy and ng theology and ng about God. Sabi ko, wait a second, I wanna study more. So yeah, um doon nag-start yun, and then maraming mga story pa na kailangan ko ng ikwento sa inyo next time kasi baka maubos yung oras natin.
Totoo, totoo. So yan, nahapyaw na tuloy. Babalik si Adam. Babalik. Babalik sa season 3. Pero
Yeah, why not? Mm.
I agree, man, kasi I share the same sentiment when it comes to knowing my value. In an early age, I'm just still 24, and I think uh, nagsimula akong questionin ko, ano bang purpose ko nung 22 ako? Kasi parang sure umaangat ka nga sa corporate ladder, like nakuha mo yung mga dreams mo, pero ito ba talaga yung nagpapasaya sa akin, or ito yung experience na kailangan ko lang matutunan for me to reach my higher goal? Yun
Yeah.
ang isa sa mga napag-isipan ko before.
Mm.
And I'm thankful, I'm really thankful. It's really cool na I meet people like yung inspirasyon ko si Will Acana.
Mm.
Si Will Acana yung seasonal guest namin nung season 1. Mental health advocate siya. It's
Right.
amazing na I was able to talk to him personally, and we have
Mm.
developed a close relationship after the podcast, kasi natuwa ako na parang, oh, you and I are just the same, we're finding our purpose. And we're lifelong learners. Yun, siya ang
Mm.
pinakamalakas na influensya sa akin, just to give reference to everyone na yung philosophy ko, I'm trying to learn as much as I can, do the best that I can, 1% at a time, through
Right.
journaling and
Mm.
reflection. Kasi hindi siya official quote eh. Ang nasasabi ko lang nun is the only person that you can compare yourself to is who you are yesterday.
Mm.
And yun. Yun ang akin.
It's great. It's great, man. It's great. Yeah. And there's actually one very very important thing yung sinabi mo na yun eh. Parang yung nagjo-journaling ka.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Nagjo-journaling ka kasi parang naalala ko, sabi sa akin ng professor ko is, ayan yung isang step or strategy to knowing who you are. Tapos, yun nga, kaya pag kaka-converse ako, tapos lagi nasa midlife crisis na sila, or hindi ko kilala yung sarili ko, hanapin ko yung sarili ko, engot. Paano mo hanapin yung sarili mo, hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo? Mag-journal ka,
Oo.
mag-journal ka, tapos
Mm-mm.
pag nag-journal ka, after a few weeks, or like after certain amount of time, basahin mo yung journal mo, and then you'll get a sense of who you are, you know? Pero, well, not 100% surefire way to know yourself, but, it's one way is better than no way. So,
Yes.
very good, very good. Nice, nice
Oh,
job.
thank you. Thank you, man. Kaya like it's one of my advocates talaga. That's one of my many advocacies. I know that what's good for you may not be good for me. So hindi naman ako parang ma-push. Hindi, mag-journal ka. Hindi ganun. Parang this is just one of the many
Mm,
dimensions that you can
mm,
consider, paths that you can
right,
take. Kasi
right,
from what I've learned from journaling, nawala yung takot and burden na what if yung kaibigan ko pag sinabihan ko nito ay maibalik sa akin in the future. Kumbaga like trust issues or
mm,
whatnot.
right,
Tapos baka
right,
makaabala pa ako sa energy and flow nila na parang
right.
nagtatrabaho ako boy eh. Sensya ka na.
Mm,
Ano.
okay.
So may mga times talaga na pag nagjo-journal ako noon just to share sa
Oh, go
audience.
ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Um like uupo lang ako tapos like may times na hindi ko alam kung ano yung susulat ko. Then, pag
Mm,
nakuha ko na yung flow ko, yan sulat ko yung sulat. Like, what I
mm,
hate, what I
mm,
want to do,
mm.
lahat.
You know
So,
what, man?
ano?
Do you believe in God?
Yes, yes.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Yeah, oh.
So, if you want to up the level of your journaling, what I suggest, and I suggest this to most of the people I talk to, is instead of like journaling per se, write a letter to God and i-address mo talagang, Dear God. Or like, in my case, I call him Dad. So I say, Dear Dad. What the heck, Dad? Ang init today. Pero you know what? Naisip ko ganito, blah blah blah. So parang in that
Okay.
way, kasi people love talking eh. Parang naalala ko sa nung nag-aaral ako sa thesis ko, parang isa sa lumabas na how to help people sa isolation period nila sa COVID-19 is to just let them talk and talk and talk and talk, kasi parang lumalabas sa mouth nila yung nasa isip nila, and parang naa-unload yung mga nasa puso nila, and that's one way eh. Parang if you want to do journaling, parang mahirap siya mag-start kasi ang iisipin mo, wait a second,
Grammar.
parang ano yung isusulat ko rito? Teka, ang engot ng grammar ko, or parang ang goal mo kasi is one day may unintentionally, ang goal mo kasi is one day may makabasa pag namatay ka na, tapos gagawan ka
Yes.
ng autobiography.
Oh.
kaya hindi ka makakapag-journal kasi you try to make it as artistic as possible and as perfect as possible para hindi mahirapan yung magbabasa. Pero what I do is like I talk as plainly as possible, and I talk and I write sa kay God na alam ko hindi niya ako ma-judge. Like I write things like uh God, okay lang ba ako? Ba't ang baho ng pupop ko today? Or like, ba't ang baho ng utot ko
Oo.
today? Parang as plain as that, you know? Kaya in that way, parang mas nagiging easier sa akin, and look at me. If you can see me in sa camera, mukha ba akong academic or mukha ba akong scholastic? Yung itsura ko hindi naman, 'di ba? Parang street dweller type person lang. Pero I do journaling. I read books. Like I read one book a week. Pero ang pinaka kung bakit ko yun nasimulan is I did everything for 21 days. Like
Oh, okay, okay.
parang
Here's this.
if you can see my camera, you can see here na parang meron ako ditong checklist na ng mga habits na gusto kong simulan. Tapos ito 21 days siya. So like sinusulat ko rito hindi na matatakot. So one week 21 days kung gagawing hindi na matatakot na chine-check ko siya para maging habit siya kasi sabi scientifically proven na 21 days of doing the same thing
Yes. Mm-mm.
magiging habit na siya. So yeah. I wrote journal, I wrote to God for 21 days and until now 3 years ko na siyang ginagawa. I read one book a week for 21 days and now 1.5 year ko na siyang ginagawa. So, ang cool, ang saya. So, sa mga listeners niya, if you want to start a habit, do it for 21 days consistently.
Yes, yes, finally na-address din to kasi I've been meaning to officially like say that na it takes 21 days to develop a habit. And it's really nice that you would finally address it kasi scientifically proven siya eh. Like there's facts, there's data. Hindi lang siya basta-basta na sige, like effective sa akin eh. Subukan mo, gawin mo. It's like no, it's proven. It's really proven.
It's really helpful guys sa mga listeners diyan after the show maybe sa link ilalagay ng host niyo yung link ng study na yun para at least kayo mismo yung maka-discover.
Totoo, totoo. Eto, meron akong experience kasi dyan eh.
Go ahead.
Meron akong community before. Community siya nun ni Will Akan. Ano
Right.
siya eh? Lifelong learners yung community. Konti lang kami, like 25. Tapos,
Right.
just like you, per week, meron kaming mga habits na gustong magawa. We call them
Right.
baby steps habit. And ang goal namin doon is to be very specific as possible and be honest with each other. Kunyari, for 5 minutes, ayusin ko yung kama ko. Or di kaya, for 10 minutes, kakausapin ko si mama kasi hindi ko na siya nakausap and all.
Right.
So, yun ang ginawa niya. Then, at the same time, inintroduce niya yung concept ng accountability partners.
Right.
Parang, alam ni partner mo yung ganito, alam ko yung goals ni partner. Then, after 1 week, magkakausap kami. Kakamustahin namin yung isa't isa. And from there, ang isa sa mga takeaways ko is, in a way, pressure siya, yes. Pero yun ang tinatawag na good peer pressure eh. Kasi hinahatak mo siya na gawin mo yung gusto mo. O mahiya ka kasi ikaw mismo nagsabi nun eh. Pag ikaw mismo nagsabi tapos hindi mo ginawa, it's kind of bit a little bit off. A little bit off. Ganun.
Alright, definitely. And actually, it's a good pressure kasi remember ang diamonds, how diamonds are created? Nasa ilalim sila ng volcano and like tremendous pressure yung nafe-feel nila and then they, hardest material in the world, diamond.
Yes.
And like good pressure, yeah, very great. I'd like to meet this person that you're talking about maybe in the future. That's a great idea. We do that sa The Feast kay Brother Bo Sanchez and we call it light group. Not as detailed as what you're describing, but yeah, we share things about ourselves that we don't normally share sa like people around. Pero yeah, that's a weekly thing. It's great actually. I love what you're saying and I think kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng ganitong conversation because we think alike. I would like to think na para sa mag-isip. Pero yeah, it's very 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 helpful. Actually, if I may share, no, sa Team Payaman, meron kaming ginagawa din ganyan. Parang, naalala ko before, we call it desert, right?
Ooh,
Desert.
okay.
Pero instead of like doing something for 21 days, we do it for 40 days, right? And kaya namin siya tinawag na desert is parang naalala niyo kinakapi namin yung ginawa ni Jesus Christ na for 40 days umalis siya sa desert. Talagang umalis si Jesus Christ papunta ng desert,
Yeah. Oo, like wala
walang
talaga
dalang
hassle.
cellphone, walang dalang food trip, walang dalang everything. So every once in a while nagde-detach kami sa life namin, like no cellphone, magto-tone down ng diet completely, like um one of the friends na hindi ko na i-mention na nag-undergo sa desert journey, parang bumaba siya to the point to like of eating bread lang once every day.
Whoa.
Parang
Mm.
ganun yung ano niya kasi tas parang it's liberating talaga kasi parang you find yourself parang naglumalalim yung connection mo kay Jesus Christ kasi nga you don't distract yourself sa social media, sa cellphone mo, and just plainly just talk to Jesus Christ, and it's really great na discover mo talaga yung sarili mo for that amount of time talaga. 40 days yung ginagawa. But I personally don't suggest that to a lot of people kasi um parang may mga tao kasi na ang life nila is nasa social interaction.
Yes.
Parang may mga ganung personality eh. Tapos may mga
Oo.
personality naman na ayaw ng social interaction. So, yeah. Na-share ko lang. Wala lang. May sabi lang.
Again, one of the many paths.
Mm.
It's actually like a good concept kasi these days, natakil din namin to sa podcast nung season 2.
Mm.
Sa emotional naman, sometimes, no, oftentimes, pag nanonood tayo ng mga movies, nakukuha natin yung yung mood ng napaparating
Mm.
ng movie. Like for example,
Mm.
yung friend ko nga na director slash editor
Mm.
na siya ngayon, ang isa sa mga goals niya talaga as editor is ma-project yung bitaw, yung pitik ng transition, yung kulay, and yung mga cuts na ito emotion natin, malungkot to. So dapat talaga makikita mo malungkot kahit walang audio.
Yeah. That's
So
great. Mm.
yun.
Galing. Galing, galing, galing.
Ayan, basta may effect yung media consumerism
Mm.
sa kaya may mga tao din na I find myself like that din na minsan na-challenge ako na tama
Mm.
na, 10 o'clock na, like magjo-journal ka na, like hindi, trabaho pa tayo. Hindi, trabaho pa tayo hanggang sa 12 o'clock na naantok na ako, hindi na ako nakapag-journal.
Actually, gusto ko, I like what you said eh. Parang, yung about sa, parang, ah, kasi ang favorite thing ko to do is to talk to random people. I love talking to people. I love listening to their stories kasi parang sobrang daming treasure of ideas and knowledge na makukuha mo just by talking to random people. And not just by saying, "Hey, hi, hello, how are you?" Parang yun talagang, "Oh, kamusta ka ngayon? Kumain ka ba? Ano ba kinain mo?" Ganyan. Just talking. And most of the people I talk to, ang lagi nilang sinasabi, parang ah, hindi ko kaya, wala akong disiplina, or like pag sinabi nila na hindi ko kaya kasi hindi ako marunong magganito, or hindi ako parang in other words, lagi nilang sinasabi na hindi ko kaya kasi hindi ko kaya. Parang
Yes,
ganyan.
yes.
Lagi ko sinasabi, "Bad, teka muna. Kaya nga alam ko hindi mo kaya. Kaya nga kayanin mo." Parang
Yes, yes.
wala namang nauuhaw, nalalayo sa tubig kasi hindi nila abot. Kaya siyempre pupunta ka sa tubig talaga. Kaya when you want to build something in yourself, you must be prepared na it's going to be difficult. Kasi if it were easy, hindi kaya mo na yung gawin. You know, parang if you say na I'm not a morning person. I don't want to wake up in the morning ng maagang maaga. Pero you have to. So anong gagawin mo? You have to wake up early every single day. So parang if you try to wake up every single day early, medyo malulow energy ka at that time. Parang ano lang, parang 1 week ka lang malulow energy. Pero if you do it consistently and you understand that it's difficult, and even if it's difficult, I'm just gonna do it, then eventually, I don't know how long it would take for you, but eventually you'll reach there. You get my point, but
Yes,
yes,
totoo, totoo.
kinukwento ko lang kasi promise guys, pag nakita nyo talaga ako, kung makikita nyo yung itsura ko or kilala nyo ako sa kalsada, the way I talk, actually, tinatry ko talaga to be as formal as possible dito sa podcast na to. Pero pag narinig nyo talaga ako mag-talk talaga, magsalita talaga si Norman, hindi nyo mapagkakamalan na ganito. Pero yan eh, parang ang gusto kong laging ikinakwento is, hey, look at me. Do I look like someone na nagbabasa ng libro once a week? I mean, one book a week? No, definitely not. Pero bakit ako naging ganon? Because it was difficult at first, but I know I wanted to do it, so I continuously did it for a certain period of time, and eventually, I became like this. Kaya, don't don't stop. Don't tell me na I can't do it. Because buddy, you can. I promise you, you can.
Yes, 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 yes. Very timely din siya kasi isa yun sa mga struggles ko
Mm.
recently. Yung
Mm.
pagising na umaga.
Right.
Yung pagising na umaga. Just to find that consistency. Kasi, I don't know man, as I grow older, nasanay nga yung katawan ko sa night shift, yung tanghaling shift,
Right.
tapos tutulog ako ng gabi. Like
Right.
my mom, like girlfriend, like my friends always keeps on telling me na hell, even my future father-in-law keeps on telling me na, Paul, gumising ka maaga para
Right.
may energy ka.
If you're gonna ask me, parang, hey Adam, ano yung gusto mong ipasa sa next generation or sa generation na Gen X or Z? Hindi ko na alam kung anong tatawag ko sa kanila, pero sa
Oo.
generation nga, ano yung one thing that you really, really, really like them to learn? At ang sasagot ko lang dyan is wake up early. Kaya parang sa cellphone ko may alarm ako nakalagay dito. 5 a.m. club. 5 a.m. club. So yun yung nakalagay kasi parang I I I start my day as early as possible. As early as possible para mas marami akong productive na magawa sa maghapon, like when I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. I Normally, normally, what I do is I pray the rosary, but minsan kasi parang nagmamadali na si Mrs. Kaya sa tanghali na ako nagro-rosary pag nandito na sa office hanggat wala pang mga tao. Pero yeah, 5 a.m. club is pag naalala mo, Paul, gusto ko lang sabihin sa'yo, parang ang mga Navy SEAL kasi, meron silang weird tradition. Ang very weird tradition nila
Mhm.
is the first thing that they have to do when they wake up in the morning is arrange or fix their bed.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Totoo.
and I think you understand why. Pero for
Mm.
the listeners na hindi na iintindihan kasi maraming factor siya pero sa madaling salita kasi ang gusto nilang ma-build sa'yo is yung habit na makatapos ng ng isang task. Tapos yung feel good energy or feel good na feeling kasi na nakatapos ka ng something. Hanapin mo yun all throughout the day, and in turn na magiging kang more productive, right? So, sa akin sa sarili kong Adam, uh, me waking up 5 a.m. in the morning is already a success. Oh, success na
Okay.
talaga yan. Kaya
Oh.
talagang 5 a.m. na, yes, praise God, nagising ako. Nagising ako. Thank you kasi parang ang daming mga kaedad ko o mga mga friends ko na talagang tanghali na nagigising. Kaya win na sa akin yung 5 a.m. in the morning. So, sorry. Say, go. Ang daldal ko,
Hindi,
sorry.
okay lang, okay lang. Hindi kasi, eto, of course, we're trying to give ideas to our audience na pwedeng gumising na maaga, you can journal, you
Alright.
can pray, you can write a letter to God if you believe in God, kasi like, of course, not everyone does, so acknowledge lang natin yun.
Actually,
Oo.
even if you don't believe a God, you write a letter to God, like saying, "Hey, do you exist? If you do,
Yes!
feel mo nga sa akin," or like, "Hey, if you exist, bakit ang baho ng payatas or whatever?" Just write to God, regardless if you believe or don't believe in God.
Ayan, thank you, thank you. So, eto naman, what if, for example, um, nasimula mo na yung habit mo. Sorry, like, ang ingay talaga ng mga bata. Nasimula mo na yung habit mo, and then,
Mm,
naglapse ka.
mm,
Nagrelapse. Um, personally speaking, I have been through that, lalong-lalo na sa pagising ng umaga. Kasi
mm,
nung nagstay kami sa province, nung sa Bicol, talagang gising namin alas 4. Tulog
right?
namin alas 8.
Right.
Tuloy alas 8. So pagbalik ko dito sa Alabang, ganun din, gising ko alas 4. Tapos like, ay, nako, nakakatawa, magising na maaga. Pero
Mm.
as the months go by, unti-unti siya nawawala. Um, so, ito lang, hingin ko yung take nyo. Ano yung isa sa mga naging process nyo pag nalalaman nyo na, okay, nag-relapse ako. Paano ako
Mm.
makaka-bounce back? Yun.
Okay. Very simple. Try again.
Yes!
That's it. Try just do it
Oo.
again. Ang sakit kasi natin, ang nakikita kong, by the ways, guys, sa mga listeners natin, what I'm saying is based on my experience in dealing with people and talking to them and reading books and reading sa internet. I'm not saying na lahat to's applicable. Pero most of the time kasi, brother, pag may isang tao na, for example, I want to start a habit of not spending too much. Not spending too much, right? Tapos, for like 2 weeks, yeah, may natitira pa sa wallet ko. Normally, pag sweldo, 3 days after, wala na akong pera. parang, parang, Uy, may natitira sa akin. Meron dumating na parang super, super bagong labas sa Jordan Manila na Jordan 1 Electro Orange na sapatos.
Oo.
Binili mo, bang! Shucks! Nagastos ko yung pera ko. And then you leave it at that. Kada tatanungin ka, boy, parang nakakapagtipid. Hindi, boy eh. Nagastos ko talaga. Hindi, boy eh. Kasi naano ko yung pera eh. Hindi lahat ganun. When you see yourself relapsing papunta dun sa habit na ayaw mong ma-retain or sa bagay na gusto mong tanggalin, do it again. Do it again. Isn't life kaya kaya tayo nabuhay for 16, 60, 80, 90, 100 years is for God to give us unlimited time to redo. Right? That's why Jesus came here on earth actually, is to give you and me infinite opportunity to be who we are meant to be. One more time. Dumating si Jesus Christ is para bigyan tayo ng maraming maraming unlimited chance para maging kung sino dapat tayo maging. Ang problema kasi, nalulong moral tayo agad eh. I'm not saying na ako hindi na nagaganito. I do, especially sa sin ko na recurring ang pinaka sin ko na very very frustrating for me is yung magalit sa kalsada. Yung magalit sa kalsada pag nagdo-drive ako ng sasakyan, pag nagagalit ako, dati nasa point ako na nagbababa ako ng bintana, mumurahin ko talaga,
Oo, good.
dirty finger ko sila. Tapos, di pinag-grocery ko. Sabi ko, Mama Mary, tulungan mo akong alisin yung habit ko na nagagalit sa kalsada. Then, naging okay na. Di na ako nagagalit, chill lang. Pag may dadaan, sige daan. One time talagang may awkward na nangyari sa tapat ng SM, munisipyo ng Bacoor. Talagang, nagalit talaga ako. Pinagbumura ko talaga and everything. Ganun. Tapos parang pag-uwi ko sa bahay, I feel so, so depressed kasi parang, oh man, pinagtrabahoan ko 'to ng 3 months, parang isang snap lang. Samantalang yung ka-argue ko, hindi naman ako pinansin, umalis lang. Parang, parang ang sobrang sakit sa akin kasi 3 months ko siyang trinabaho in 1 to 2 to 3 seconds lang ng slip. Talagang, sayang. Pero, lagi kong ginagawa pag ganun, okay, upo uli, journal uli, rosary uli. Mary, tulungan mo uli ako. Nagkamali
Oo.
kasi ako kanina. Kasi gagawin mo uli. O di, another 3 months na naman. O di, gawin mo uli. Pag nag-relapse ka, just do it over and over and over and over again. Kasi nga, life is meant to be, you know, mag magrido ka lang na magrido. Magrido ka lang na magrido. Pinaka-classic example, I'll just give you another example. The way I treat my wife. I love my wife. For me, she's the most beautiful babae sa buong mundo. She's perfect. She's Adam in female, body, perfect. Pero there are times na talagang awkward ko siya i-treat, like, mainitin yung ulo ko sa kanya 'pag sinisitan niya yung dami ng kain ko. Or
Okay,
or
oo.
or nagagalit ako sa kanya 'pag sinisita niya ako na, yung mga short ko hindi ko nalalagay sa tamang lalagyan, nagugusot ko yung cabinet. Kaya minsan, "Ano ba? Parang hindi ko naman siya sinisikuhan, pero minsan nag-i-snap ako sa kanya. Pero nilagay ko nga, kung mapapansin niyo, kung may mga makikita niyo sa video, nandito yung mga goals ko, yung mga long term, short term goal, yung purpose ko, yung passion ko, yung mission ko, and everything. Para reminded ako kung ano yung gagawin ko. Or every time I sit here sa office chair ko, nakikita ko siya, and every decision in my life is geared towards these things on the wall. Now,
Yes.
one of the things na nakalagay dito is treat my wife like a queen. Treat
Oh.
my wife like a queen. Kasi
Mm.
nga, parang, nagkakamali eh. Pero sabihin ko sa kanya, "Ma'am, sorry kanina, nasigawan kita, pero I promise I'll treat you like a queen next time." And I do it again. "Ma'am, sorry kasi hindi ko nalagay ng maayos, pero, you know, I just, I try to do it again and again and again and again and again. And eventually, I believe na eventually I would be able to be, good."
Tama, tama. Kasi, tawag dito, like what you said earlier, and it's really, really beautiful, man. We have
Thank you,
unlimited
man. I appreciate
chances
you.
to redo. Just to share then, I was able to develop good habits and eliminate those bad habits that I've considered to be bad
Congratulations.
habits.
Congratulations.
May isa nga lang din akong nagre-relapse, and yun din yung pagpitik ko,
Right.
specifically sa mga loved ones ko, like for example sa
Mm,
sister ko, like sa
mm,
girlfriend ko and all.
mm,
Kasi ang na-realize ko, kapag ako na yung pumipitik sa kanila, there's this expectation na alam mo na kasi dapat yung kailangan gawin.
mm,
Pero bakit hindi mo pa ginawa? So, yun yung thinking ko kapag nagsisnap ako sa kanila. So,
mm,
napagsasabihan ko sila na, oh, dapat, like, next time, wag mo na to gawin. Ganun, ganun.
mm,
Parang
mm,
nagagatungan ko pa.
mm,
So, after that, after what's said and done, of course, I also say sorry. I make it to the point na talaga hindi na to mangyayari. Kasi,
mm.
ang ano ang shitty, lalo na kapag may sinabi kang masama,
Ekis
tapos,
talaga, oo, yung
oo,
sakit talaga,
ang sakit eh. Hindi lang masakit sa tao na nasabihan mo, masakit din sa'yo kasi bakit ko hinayaan yung sarili ko na ma-entertain yung idea na to.
mm,
Kasi ang golden rule nga, 'di ba? Do unto others what others want to do to you. So, it's a bit challenging for sure to eliminate those types of
mm,
habits kasi
mm,
aminado ko may kainit talaga ulo ko.
mm.
Pero the thing is, baby steps. Going back ulit doon, 21 days to make a habit. So, you have
Exactly.
to be your own critic. You have to be your own guide in a way. Use your
Mm,
thoughts. Kaya very, very helpful ang
mm,
journaling kasi kung isa sa mga tao na
mm,
feeling mo yung mga kaibigan mo busy na, hindi na nakakausap ng ganun, it's
et
okay. Yeah, they have their own grind eh. Respeto mo yun. Grind nila yun. Ikaw
mm.
naman muna ikaw muna. Ayan. Yun nga, unahin mo muna ang sarili mo. Yun ang lagi nilang sinasabi. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Guys, just for the boys listening here,
Oo,
for
oo.
the boys, I hope na ma-take nyo to as an inspiration. I was a porn addict. I was a porn addict. I love watching porn. Like, man, every night I watch porn. Minsan pa in a good day, dalawang beses pa.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I love watching porn before. Pero sabi ko, teka muna, parang because of my addiction sa porn, parang nai-impose ko yung unrealistic expectations ko sa wife ko regarding our sexual activities. Right? So, parang my girlfriend at the time, parang sabi ko, wait a second, there's something wrong about this. Parang try ko nga wag na manood ng porn. I worked, trinabaho ko yung porn addiction ko for 4 years. 4 years, guys. Like 4 freaking years. Parang dati ang lifestyle ko na nangyayari is I watch porn now and then I'd watch porn again tomorrow. Sabi ko awkward na. So ang ginawa ko ay parang number one, um dinilit ko yung mga yung ibang porn apps. Number two, sabi ko every once a week na lang siguro. At least, baga ayoko yung
Okay,
cold turkey kasi.
kontrolado. Yan, oh. Baby steps, baby steps. Tama, tama. Okay.
Ay,
Oo.
hindi nangyari man. That was naging sige na nga, 4 times a week na lang. Di 4 times a week na, tapos 5 times a week, tapos nag-yo-yo effect ako for 4 years ng 5 times a week, once a week, 5 times a week, once a week. And then parang towards the end, towards the end like towards the end ng 4 years na yun, na sabi ko na, man, niloko yung sarili ko. Parang if I wanna stop, I'll stop it. Right now, right here, walang conditions and everything. Bam. My point is, if you can see the process of me eliminating my porn addiction, it took me 4 years. I fail every once a week, but what I did was I wanted to stop. I just do it again tomorrow. I wanted to stop. I just do it again tomorrow, and then it took me 4 years. But right now, I'm proud to face God if God wants me to go back there. I'm proud to face Him na, Dad. I've been porn sober for 4 years, 3 years now and counting. So very, very,
Hey,
very nice feeling yun sa akin,
mm,
guys. Just
hey,
go ahead. If you
congratulations,
fail, just do
man.
it again, man.
Mm-mm. That was really tough kasi like speaking from experience too, man. Like I also had my porn phase. And yun, I like what you said earlier, yung yo-yo effect. Like sometimes you go back, sometimes you go, may progress, just back and forth. Life goes on and on eh.
Mm,
Parang,
mm.
man. But dude, congratulations. 3 years,
Thanks,
man.
thanks,
Like,
thanks,
wala
thanks,
na.
thanks, thanks.
Okay na yan.
mm.
Oo. Alright. So ito medyo mag-shift na tayo into the boys. Yan. Like with the boys, yung usapan. So just to give context, sa season 2 ng podcast, na share ni Will, yung si Will Acana, na kapag may mga tropa ka, or kahit hindi mo tropa, basta kinausap ka, may instinct ka na, ay, pag kinausap ako nito, negative feedback agad. And sabi niya is, oftentimes you feel like people are out to get you. Where in fact, hindi naman. Alam mo, gusto lang talaga nilang makausap ka. Lalong-lalo na kung best friend mo. Kunyari,
Right.
kinonfront ka sa drinking problem mo, sa lying problem mo, and so how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it kapag ganun? So, kagabi naman, one with the boys, ang
Mm-hmm.
usapan namin is toy collection. Lumalim yung usapan. From toy collecting, naging business. Buy and sell.
Right.
Tapos
Right.
from buy and sell, nagsimula na silang nag-brainstorm ng content para sa
Right.
para sa mga vlog ko, para sa podcast. Until such so, na lumalim na lalo na yung usapan na kinat ko na yung live kasi ang usapan na namin yung treatment ng tropa.
Right.
Hatakan. As Adam, who most people see you as someone who knows his value. Knows his value. Um, ano sa tingin mo kaya? How did you empower your friends or your circle to be part of your path? Yung alignment mo, yung kay Ahavah Ministry, charity works, pagtulong sa kapwa. Ganon.
Mm. Well, to be perfectly honest, God did like 90% of the work. I just did the 10%. Like na tinouch muna ni Lord yung mga hearts ng friends ko, and then I just did the, oh, gusto niyo ba? Ito, meron ako. Kasi parang yung ang secret siguro ng friendship namin, if I may say, is that we all have the same definition. We all have the same definition of happiness and success and everything else. Kaya hindi I actually never tried na puwersahin sila or well, There are times na pinupuwersa ko sila. I cannot take 100% of the credit na involved sila sa Ahavah Ministry kasi most of the time or sometimes like 70% of the time sila yung mismo naghahanap na ng charity. Meron ba tayo diyan? May gagawin ba tayo diyan? So ang pero to answer your question, I think what I did was I I tried to influence them by showing them you know. Kasi parang it's yeah, it's easy to say oh magpakabait ka, pero it's one thing to show them na magpakabait ka. Kasi parang ang pinaka scary thing na naalala ko na nabasa ko sa Bible is that um ang pag tinignan mo yung konteksto ng Bible, parang pag sinabing discipleship, 20% lang ng discipleship yung inuutos ni Jesus na magsalita eh. Parang 80% of the time discipleship is showing apologia, yung
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
or
yeah.
giving defense to the faith or the joy that is in you in a respectful manner. Parang
Mm-mm.
just just showing. So I think, I believe, I hope, and I wish na I was able to influence them a bit of my ng by showing them. That's very very important. Kaya nga may share ko lang, Jerome, no. What do you want me to call you? Paul or Jerome?
It's fine, like back and forth.
Tawag ko sa'yo sa office ko tuloy. Anyways,
Jerome Paul, ayos lang.
ah
Oo. Oo.
parang recently kasi na parang sabi namin, boys, parang gusto naman namin
Mm-mm.
magsuot ng coat and tie. Alright, the coat and tie sa normal day namin. Kaya parang
Oo.
na-involve kami ngayon sa super super daming seminars about business, financial literacy, parang stock market and everything else. Parang ah yun yung trend namin ngayon. Actually, sa Monday, nag-enroll kami nila Dudut ng culinary school kasi gusto naman namin matuto maggawa ng masarap na kape, maggawa ng gourmet
Uy.
food.
Okay, oo.
Kaya talagang lahat ng pwedeng seminar na pwedeng attenan, ina-attenan namin ngayon. Tapos while we're driving the car, nung nagda-drive si Boss King, sabi niya, ang yaman kasi meron kami narinig na speaker, sobrang yaman niya. Pang from dirt poor to being very very rich. Anyways, nagda-drive siya, sabi niya, "Kuya, parang kaya mo naman ituro yung mga tinuturo nila." Sabi niya sa akin. Sabi ko, "Hindi ko." Tapos parang dumating yung conversation na in short, parang ang sabi namin is hindi ko kayang ituro yung hindi ko ginagawa. Hindi ko kayang
Oh, okay.
ituro yung hindi ko ginagawa. Regardless kung master na master ko, like, ano ba something na master ko. Dog breeding. Like, if you see, yung mga libro na yun, half ng book na yun tungkol sa aso. Ah,
Ang
kaya
dami.
pwede,
Oo.
pwede tayong mag-converse about sa dog breeding and dog and everything. Every single part, magtanong ka sa akin ng tungkol sa aso, I can answer you. But, hindi ako makapag-lecture ng tungkol sa dog breeding business per se. Kasi hindi ko kayang gawin. Hindi ko kayang gawin. Anyways, sa conversation namin yun, ang lumabas sabi ko, boys, may bago akong goal. Ang goal ko is to be as filthy, rich, as filthy rich as possible. Kasi ayokong ma-disappoint kayo sa akin. Dahil, oh, si Kuya Adam, very religious siya. Mag-aaral pa ng theology and philosophy, na atin nagsisimba lagi-lagi, bla bla bla. Pero ba't kaya mahirap siya? Siguro hindi gusto ni Lord yung ginagawa niya. Ayokong maisip nila na parang religious ako pero mahirap ako. Parang ayokong maisip nila, ayokong masisi nila si God na salbahe si God. Ang bait-bait ng anak mo, ayaw mong bigyan ng pera.
Oo,
Parang
okay.
ayokong ayokong mangyari yun, kaya sobra-sobrang nag-e-effort ako na maging very very rich kasi parang gusto ko rin, malivelan si Bossing kasi pag si Bossing, "Boss, meron tayong Ahavah Ministry donation penge." Boom, 100,000.
Lapag
Kaya
mo.
parang oo,
Nako.
parang akin yung GCash mo, bla bla. Kaya yung GCash ko ngayon naging 500,000 na yung limit kasi pag nangingi ako ng donation sa kanya. Anyways, so yun. Well, ang mismong point ng sinasabi ko ay ang pinaka effective way to convince someone to do what you're doing is to show them what you're doing and that you're doing it also. Kasi parang it's very, very difficult to follow someone na hindi naman niya ginagawa yung pinipreach niya. So, yeah, that's very
Yes.
important to me.
Totoo, totoo. May nabasa din ako before sa Stoicism, sa philosophy. Nag-resonate siya sa akin is that oftentimes man learns as he teach. Hindi man teach in a classroom setting, like teach na parang bibigyan mo siya ng advice yung tropa mo. Diba? Man learn as he teaches. Kasi parang um, other perspective naman siya kasi 'di ba kanina nasabi mo is you have to practice what you preach. Pero like there are also other people who learn more, who put pressure on themselves na kapag sinabi ko to, dapat alam ko din kung paano gawin.
Mm.
Ganon. So yun yung concept niya na a man learns as he teaches. I was like, okay, may ganun
Right.
palang concept. Oo.
Yeah. So, yun talaga yung very important, very important.
Mm.
Kaya, I'm really, if I may say pa, last na.
Sige, okay lang. Okay lang.
Kaya
We can go
super,
on.
super, super, super proud ko sa mga friends ko sa Team Payaman. Kasi parang, pansin, kasi, kung sino sila sa harap ng camera, ganun talaga yung sila outside. Except Bossing. Si Bossing
Oo.
super komedyante niya sa harap ng camera. Pero pag nasa likod, he's more of the laughing. Katawa lang ng mga jokes namin, you know. Kaya parang, hindi talaga siya yung initiator na na hindi si Bossing ay hindi class clown, baga. Siya yung
Okay.
tigatawa.
Mm.
Yeah, aside from that, legit yun, legit talaga si Bossing. Kaya na very, very impressed and proud ako sa friends ko kasi natutunan nilang maging legit kasi may mga tao na hindi legit eh.
Oh,
Hindi
totoo.
legit in a sense na na ang lakas maner mo ng ganito pero hindi naman ginagawa. So, yun yung definition ko ng legit. Pero sila, men, yung yung pinopularize ni Bossing na isinulat ng isang libro yung um, Law of Attraction.
Oo.
Preach niya yon. Pinipreach niya lagi yon and he actually does that, man. Like legitimately does that. Pagka sinabi niyang in in dam magkakaroon tayo ng ng playhouse. Ito na, may playhouse na. Parang ina-attract niya and he really practices that. So, I admire my boss and my friends na sobrang in-embody nila yung practice what you preach. So, yeah.
Yes. Totoo. And I think that's one of the many reasons why I also want to dive in deeper with the boys, not just with
Mhm.
Kong and Junie and all. Kasi
Mm.
kapag magkakaibigan kayo, ito nga sabi sa akin kagabi, through thick and thin, sa hirap sa ginhawa, kasama mo yan eh. Kasi ang sabi nga ng isang tropa ko sa akin is, the moment na lumagpas na tayo ng taon sa
Mm.
pagkakaibigan natin,
Alright.
tayo na. Sabi ko, tayo na. What naman? Parang, ano yun eh, kung ano man ang nagawa mong masama dati, at ano man
Mm.
ang gagawin mong masama na possibly madapa ka man in the future, tatanggap at
Mm.
tatanggapin kita kasi mahal kita kahit, sorry for the term, gago ka. Alam mo yun ang konsepto namin magkakaibigan. So,
It's really
I'm,
great. Ang galing.
the thing is, eto nga, may bump on the road, may naging challenge, people come and go, you know, like
Mm.
sometimes people come and go, even those friends na akalain mong tatagal, nasa iba na silang landas. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just there's on a different path. Okay na sila like hindi na sila sa align sa ano mo. So, you wish them well. Last question with the boys, no, with the boys. Sa tagal-tagal yung pagsasama, yan, so tagal-tagal yung pagsasama, ano yung isa sa mga naging paborito nyong alaala na kayo lang like regardless kung sikat or what blah blah blah, dun mo naramdaman na eto kami, buo kami, isa kaming unit, kahit anong mangyari goods kami, yun.
Ah,
Mm.
paano ba? 13 years is a very long time,
Mm.
you know. Sa
Yes.
13 years na yun, super super daming moments na yung 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 anong mo.
Mm.
Pero I think probably
Mm.
um I would say lagi kasi namin 'to napagkukwentuhan, so ito yung pipiliin ko.
Ayan, okay, okay. Sige.
Ang ang tropahan namin, alcoholics before. Alcoholics to the point na pamasahe na lang,
Hala
ipang-iinom
po.
pa, you know.
Oo.
That's sagad, man, like legit, like hindi hindi kami tropang mahilig mag-inom, tropang alcoholics talaga kami. Parang hindi kami nakakapagkwentuhan ng maayos ng walang alak. And that's true, and I'm not proud of our past. I'm not saying na, you know, parang perfecto kami in everything. I'm really not proud of it. But man, talaga sagad. And very, 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 very memorable sa akin to kasi dahil nga mahihirap kami dati, o ako until now. Dahil super super wala kaming pera. Gusto namin mag-inom. Ako yung nagtatrabaho dati. ESL na
Mm,
sa
mm. Sa company natin
sa
before.
Brent, hindi
Ay,
sa
sa
ano pa,
una-una
sa
pa.
Brent pa 'to.
Okay, okay.
Katrabaho ko si Paris, yung friend natin.
Okay.
Anyways, sa baba yun. Ang sweldo ko lang doon is 4,000 pesos per 15 days. Right? Kasi part-time lang. No?
Mm, mm.
Pero, 3,000 doon napupunta sa inom. Dumating sa punto na talagang wala na akong pera, estudyante pa sila, pero gusto namin mag-inom. Tapos umuulan tapos wala na kaming mapwestohang bahay kasi tulog na, madaling araw, 2 AM, nakita-kita kami, shot. O, di sige. Yung friend namin may sidecar siya. Tapos, nag nasa loob, umuulan na as in hindi drizzles, I mean, hindi lang
Talagang
hindi
heavy
lang
rain na
ambon.
ano.
Heavy rain, man. Imagine heavy rain sa loob ng sidecar, eh, 'di
Oo.
basa ka rin nun.
Sa
Pero
Cavite pa. Ay, naku.
sige, inom tayo. Nag-inom kami. Nung una, dalawa lang, ay tatlo kami. Tapos nag-text, "Boy, inom. Walang pera, sidecar." Boom! 8 kami. Imagine niyo yung sidecar, 1, 2, 3, 4, four-seater lang yun, 8 kami sa loob. Imagine niyo paano nagkasya yun. I'm not exaggerating.
Mm.
You can kahit you can ask the boys kung totoo ba yung history na to, and they'll say the same thing. Nasa loob kami ng sidecar, nag-inom kami gin, tapos sabi, doon namin plinano na one day magkakaroon tayo ng kung tawagin namin combat compound. Yung friends kasi namin before siya naging Team Payaman, ang pangalan niya Congbatron. Yung Congbatron, pangalan yun nung sidecar na if
Sinasakyan.
mo na, kaya tropang Congbatron yan.
Oo.
So, one day magkakaroon tayo ng ng combat compound. Bahay yon na kung saan para we live in the same compound. Tapos, one day magkakaroon tayo ng motor, magkakasama. Doon kami, parang yun yung araw na nag-build kami ng dream namin together. Like, binild namin yung dream na, yung very, very proud ako to say. Dati, isa lang yung may motor sa amin, si Warsak, yung motor ni
Oo.
Kong TV. Right? Talaga, kada ilang minuto masisira siya kasi, kaya Warsak, kasi laging wasak. So,
Mm.
kaya we dreamt of having motorcycles na kami-kami lang, and then nag-dream kami na kanya-kanyang asong magaganda, you know. Basically, everything you see na meron sila ngayon, nanggaling dun sa sidecar na yun. Nanggaling dun sa sidecar na yun and sa other inuman na pinag-inuman namin na plinano, dream namin na ano, na na mangyayari. At hindi possible lahat ng yun kung walang Kong TV talaga. Na parang dati, personally, ako tinatawanan ko pa yung ulul yung tawag ko sa kanya dati.
Oo.
Tinatawanan ko pa yung ulul na to kasi hindi pa uso vlogging eh. Hindi pa uso yung vlogging, nagagano na siya sa SM.
Okay,
Magpa-prank,
okay.
oo.
Oo.
Hindi pa
Sa
uso.
phone.
Imagine mo man kung gaano ka weirdo yung gano'n Hindi pa uso yung vlogging kasi ngayon parang normal na yun, and it's fine, right? Pero hindi pa uso yung vlogging ng sasalubong na yun ng tao, bibidyo niya, tatanungin niya. Hindi pa uso yung vlogging, nagko-content na siya na yung parang sa early days ng content niya, dun yun sa apartment namin eh, ng wife ko na ngayon. Pero dun sa apartment namin yun, every single day nandun talaga si Bossing, si Juni Boy, you know. Yeah, ang weird, pero hindi naging possible lahat yun kung hindi dahil sa kanya talaga. If, you know, I don't doubt the skills of my friends. Eventually, kung walang bossing, eventually, 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, 11 years from now, eventually ma-achieve nila yun. Pero dahil landyan si bossing, parang nag-forward dahil sa kanya. So yeah, I think that's the answer sa question mo dun talaga sa loob ng side care na yun. And many, 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 many more. I'd like to continue sharing kung i-cut mo na lang ako pag tama na. Pero I would like to say, and proud to say,
Mm-mm.
na yung second daughter ko, si Ruwak. Ruwak, by the way, ang ibig sabihin niya is breath, spirit, air, wind of God.
Oh.
Si Ruwak, pinanganak siya ng zero pera si Adam. Ng zero pera si Adam. Lahat ng hospital bill before, during, and after, hindi akong gumastos. Yung tropa, especially si B tsaka si Kong TV. Wala ako. Bossing, nasa ano si ano eh, na ICU si baby kasi ano nag-stop yung breathing niya. Oh, sige antay mo. Oh, pagtingin ko 100,000. Bossing, masyadong malaki to. Ano lang daw, 70 lang yung bill. Sige, ipang pagamot mo na yung ano, the rest sa'yo na yan, ikaw na bahala.
Oh. Mm-mm.
Tapos nagpipilitan kami like to like like ang haba ng thread ng hindi bossing sa'yo na. Hindi Adam sa'yo na. Hindi bossing sa'yo na.
Oo, kasi
Hindi.
nahiya ka. Hiyain mo. Ang bakalaki nun.
Ganon
Oo.
man, ganon. Kaya doon thick and thin talaga. Legit like legit talaga na na ganun. Tapos I think another thing na kaya ganito kami is we know the definition of friendship. We know how to define friendship. Kasi parang okay, let's have a philosophy exercise,
Yan,
right?
okay, okay.
So, think deep. What's the define friendship, Paul, please?
Like for me, like I'm just doing this on the fly.
Go
Friendship for
ahead.
me is someone who you can trust and who
Mm-hmm.
you can be with through thick and thin. Yun.
Mm-hmm.
Yun. In a short
Pero
version.
if you
Mm-mm.
think about it, guys, so listeners, think about it. Define friendship. Most of us will always say someone you can maaasahan, someone na mahihingian mo ng tulong kapag kailangan, or someone na nandyan kapag down ka na, ano pa, someone na tatanggapin ka kahit sino ka man. Pero if you really, really think about it, isn't that a utilitarian definition of friendship?
Oo, oo nga no. Dang. Okay, okay.
Right? Isn't that a utilitarian definition of friendship? So you're trying to tell me now if you can't get anything, if there's no gain from someone, you cannot call that person your friend. So for
Yes. Mm-mm.
example,
Mm-mm.
if this person cannot give me help when I need help, you are not my friend. If hindi kita mautangan kapag down na ako, tipong papatayin na ako, hindi mo ako pinautang, hindi kita friend. Pagka sobrang heartbroken ko tapos hindi mo ako kinomfort, hindi kita friend. But if you really think about it, is that the definition of friendship? No, my friend. My friend, the definition of friendship is unconditional love. Unconditional love. Meaning, you don't put condition to anything, you just love. Like, for example, who's your best friend? I cannot say one kasi to be honest, 33
Mm-mm.
kaming magbe-best friend. And that's true, that's legit. Kahit tanongin mo sila, it's true. If you ask me, um, like, pag nanghingi ka ng tulong kay bossing at di ka tinulungan, hindi mo na siya friend or hindi mo na siya best friend. Like kasi to be really really honest, out of 100 times na manghingi ako sa kanya or may i-propose ako sa kanya, 99 times X yung sagot niya sa proposal ko. And that's how it's supposed to be and that's how it should be kasi dapat quality lang yung proposal. Now, kung 100% yung inapprove niya dahil friend niya ako, yayaman ako kasi bawat proposal na approve ko, like, bawat content ko dun, may X amount of money. Pero 100 yung proposal ko, isa lang lagi pumapasok. Man, hindi tunay na kaibigan to si Bossing kasi kung kaibigan talaga to, alam niya kailangan ko ng pera. And wala siya dyan sa tabi ko.
Oo,
But
okay.
no. The secret of our friendship is us being unconditional. Our love is not contingent to what you can do for me, but rather for my love. But still, there's a question. What do you mean, or what is love? Like, okay, is love saying na I feel, I feel something for you, or is love the feeling or urge to be with someone, or is love the is love an emotion, right? So yun yung next question dun sa unconditional love. So what do you mean by love? I simply what uh, the way I define love, if people are gonna ask me, is love is an intense, almost to the point of being crazy, intense, ravenous willingness and urge to hope and give everything that is good to the object of love. Yun, man. Nagets mo? In
Oo,
Tagalog,
oo.
love for me and for us, praise God na pare-pares kami ang definition, is that intense hope, willing and longing to give that which is best for the object of love. Unconditionally, if I won't, and just to dive deeper, I cannot give you my love. I cannot give you my love, but rather I can I can show you my love. I cannot give it to, like, oh, ayan, love kita, I love you. No, I can't. Love is not a noun, actually. It's a verb. So, oh yeah, yun lang. Masyado lang. Sorry,
Hindi,
layo
okay
pa.
lang. I love it. I love it, man. It's really beautiful kasi from what I've been gathering kasi it's really true. Like if you love someone unconditionally, you just keep on loving and loving and loving. Naalala ko may isa sa mga snippets nun sa Payaman Talks, yung nasabi nga nun Leo, paano nga yung magdi-deal ka ng rejection, kunyari ba't di ka crush ng crush mo, ganun. You just continue, just love and love and love. And I think nasasabi to ng mga kapwa nating parents na mas may intindihan mo pag naging magulang ka kasi iba na hindi na yung sarili mo iniintindi mo, yung anak mo na, and that's the closest, yun ang quote unquote closest feeling na mararamdaman natin into unconditional love. Since hindi pa naman tayo parent, like I'm not a parent yet, I'm trying my very best to love unconditionally, starting with the people that I am living with in this household, like my girlfriend and her family that welcomes me so much, and my friends na kahit na kahit na yun nga hindi ko sila napapansin because of my scheduling and grinding, continue on loving through thick and thin. Yun. It's really beautiful, man.
Yan.
Oo.
Exactly. Just, unconditional lang. Parang hindi utilitarian definition. Parang I don't think it's wrong. By the way, it's just to give you a disclaimer. Kasi sa Facebook, 'di ba, maraming rant about fake friends and
Yes, yes, totoo.
and parang I don't hindi ko sila dinadown na mali sila. Ang from my understanding is hindi lang nila alam, or hindi sila informed or educated enough sa definition ng friendship. I may be wrong, or
Yes, yes.
it may not apply to all of the people who's listening right now, but that's, if you ask me what our secret is, so yeah, I'm giving it to you. Like, we
Mm-mm.
define friendship differently.
Yes. And just to add, dun sa rants na nakikita natin sa Facebook, like about fake friends and all, you're correct eh. Like, cause oftentimes, speaking of experience again, I lose a couple of friends just because they're not fully aware of where I
Mm,
am now. Like, my
mm,
mindset, what I do, what I want to
mm,
do.
mm.
And there's nothing really wrong with it. Again, like, there's no need to think ill of the person who just cut you off of your life, or there's no need
Right.
to feel bad kasi iniwan ka nila. Kasi one of the reasons, again, like, speaking of experience, maybe what's good for you may not be good for me. One of the reasons why my friends decided to take another path is because we're not really in line on the path that we were taking now. So
Right.
for example, ako nasa industry ng content creation, I want to create a podcast and at the same time create a community. May mga times na mga kaibigan ko hindi na ganun kasing ka-active when it comes to talking to me, nahihiya and all. And it's okay, wala tayong problema doon. You just have to understand that there's no need to think ill kasi the moment na kausapin ka niya ulit or kausapin ko siya ulit,
Mm.
dude, my arms are wide open kasi I never thought of anything bad sa'yo. We're just on different
Mm.
paths. So, I
Right.
guess that's my additional take on fake friends
Yeah,
and
it's great. It's
leaving.
great. By the way, just let me just qualify my statement
Mm-mm.
about
Yes, 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 please.
what's good for me may not be good for you.
Mm-mm.
That's not to say na I am a relativistic thinker, or
Yes, thank you.
uh
Thank you.
that's I mean, it's not to say, because um yes, that may be true. Let me give you an example. If I say it's good for me to drink water every 2 hours, sasabihin mo na, well, what's good for you may not be good for me. I drink soft drinks every 2 hours. Medyo awkward or medyo alanganin kasi it's good yung tubig pero soft drinks every 2 hours is not, right? So
Yes.
nakuha mo yung point ko so far, right?
Yes, yes.
I think what I'm saying is, regardless of our opinions about each other or the ways or the paths that we chose to take, always remember, it's good to always remember that there's still a thing as truth, right? Truth. Truth by definition, remember, truth by definition is exclusive. It's sometimes kasi people take it differently. Like, uh, what's true for me may not be true for you, and that's fine. No, no, that's not fine, because truth by definition is exclusive. Red for you may not be red
Red
for
for
me.
me.
That's
Yes, Yeah.
so I just want to qualify my statement that yes, there are things that may be good for me, not for you, but it's always safe and good and best and great to always ground yourself
Mm-mm.
in the truth, right? Because if you look around us, man, like, objectivism, it's rampant na sa society natin, especially sa social media. Parang yung definitions are always the first to go. Boop!
Yes.
Parang it's
Mm-mm.
so it's safe to remind us, or remind our listeners, and as ourselves as well, na there's always one truth. What truth? I cannot tell you what truth it is. I can lead you to the truth. I can point you to the direction, but you know, always safe to remember that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. And I guess that's one of the most important things that I often forget to preface. Kasi every time I say that, dun lang yun, like for the argument. And it's really refreshing to finally have someone who's an expert of philosophy with that statement. So, like, thank you, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
uh,
But thank you
uh,
for the compliment. Pero I'm not yet an expert. Antayin mo mag-masters ako, tapos
oh
tanggapin ko
yeah.
na yung comment. Hindi ko pa
Oo.
matanggap right now kasi,
Buksan natin
But
tong
yeah,
time
thank you.
capsule. Oo. So, ito possibly, no, isa sa mga last questions natin and all. So, pwede ko naman din ikat-kat-kat. Um, we talked about guiding to the truth. We can't really say what is the truth, but we can point them to the direction of the truth. As someone who learned a lot from your experience through the boys' experience, you've lived life, you've lived every single moment, through thick and thin. Tapos now, congratulations again. You finally got your bachelor's degree sa
Thank you.
philosophy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Um, so
Thank
this
you.
one, as someone who has all of that under your belt, and plus additionally you have a really strong faith in God, how important do you think it is to be aware or to find your value and purpose? Yeah.
It's detrimental. What I mean by detrimental is it's hard to score a point without a goal to kick the ball into.
Mm,
Right?
okay. Mm-mm.
I did not say that. I forgot. I whoever owns that statement, I give you all the credit. But yeah, it's really difficult to go through life without knowing what you should do and what you ought to be, right? So it's very very important. And also, parang it's really difficult for a person to be the best version of himself without knowing what that version is. Kasi otherwise, what you're doing is just going with the flow, and parang wake up in the morning, go to work, play with friends, or even if your life is happy. Like I'm very 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 blessed, and I praise God for this. Um, I've had conversations with extremely rich people, and most of the time their question is not how to make more money, but rather where should I use my money, or why am I alive, or where am I going. Most of the time all of their questions, it's always transcendental, or like transcendent question. Hindi parang it always deal with the metaphysical aspect of life. Like I remember I had this very cute conversation with one of the boys. Ang sabi niya is, Adam, why did you study philosophy? You should have studied entrepreneurship, or like ituloy mo yung major mo sa marketing, and magkumuha ka ng master sa human resource. Parang you can make more money by doing that. Eh, sabi ko, ayoko doy. Kasi pag yan ang inaral ko, ano hindi ko trip. I I want to deal with most of the people na successful na when pag humiga na sila, tapos imagine na sila, or cogito na, o nag-cogitation na sila kung tawagin sa philosophy. Nag-isip na sila. Most of the questions na iniisip nila cannot be answered by numbers from their businesses, or from from the material things. It's always about metaphysical things, or things outside of the corporeal realm of existence. It's always about the higher philosophy things. And I really, really want to deal with those things, kasi, you know, cancer can debilitate your body, but, questions unanswered can debilitate your soul.
Yes.
Yeah, parang I
Mm-mm.
want to be, I want to help people to I want to help people to know what path to take to discover the truth. And that's basically, kaya I'm really really big in in trying to help people to understand their purpose and goal, and to know what they ought to be. Kasi parang there's no other feeling na can come close to the happiness that knowing your purpose is. parang sobrang saya kasi pag like when you wake up in the morning, okay, paano kaya ako makapag ano sa Ahavah Ministry or okay, paano kaya ako makakatulong ng ilang tao today? Parang, it gives you drive more. Yeah. So yeah, yun lang. Ano ba yung pinagsasabi ko?
Yeah.
Masyado ng ano. Pero yeah, yun yung answer ko sa question.
Thank you, man. Kasi, I have to agree with you that oftentimes, kapag ako umihiga na sa kama, tapos napapaisip ako, so, like, what's next? Like, what should I do next? Yun ang lagi kong tanong eh. So, in a way, like, during this journey, na dinecide kong i-document dito sa podcast, i-document ko sa vlog, and all, my journey of becoming the quote-unquote best version of myself is, of course, to build a community, help out people, and at the same time, do what I love doing, which is like teaching, training, like talking to people and all, to give value when you yourself are already doubting your worth. Kasi, I really don't want to go back to that feeling na kahit yung mga kaibigan ko sinasabi na you have worth and all, pero sa sarili ko hindi ko ma-convince na hindi, ang value. And it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener for me na okay, I have to sit myself down. I have to write everything that I need to write. What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? So I have to dream big for me to follow what I want to be. Sabi nga ni Frederick Nietzsche, like, he who has a strong why can do anyhow. So, yun, isa sa mga pinangahawakan ko ngayon. I know my why, and yung mga hows ko, unti-unti, baby steps. 21 days to develop a habit.
Exactly.
Mabalik dun eh.
Just push on through, man.
Oo.
But just very, very important thing to remember, I think. Kung ang pag-uusapan natin is how to find your purpose, I would suggest talaga yung purpose-driven life. It's parang it, maraming magko-comment about it, pero one of the things na nakatulong sa akin to discover who I really should be is by reading that book, yung Purpose-Driven Life ni Warren. And I also would like to suggest people na to listen sa mga talks ni Brother Bo Sanchez and attend the feast. Just ang kung if po, Bud, kung tatanungin mo ako kung ano yung pinaka masasuggest ko to help people to find their purpose, ang sasabihin ko lang is to search aggressively for it. Kasi people tend to wait and wait and wait. Teka, hindi ko pa alam yung purpose ko. Hanapin ko yung purpose ko. Meron ba naman naghahanap ng purpose na nakaupo ka lang? Just stand
Totoo.
up,
Yeah.
walk around, and experience life, and do good to people. Be good, be a good person, and aggressive mong hanapin kasi there are people who are really really blessed na alam nila, ito yung goal ko, ito yung purpose ko. There are people like that, and I thank God for giving that opportunity. But most of the people like me, I really extremely aggressively, ravagiously looked and searched for what
Mm-mm.
my purpose is. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely 100% sure that that's just it. Yung purpose ko, it's just that. I know along the way, i-reveal pa ni Lord. Pero parang sabi niya, ito lang muna yung kaya ng capacity ng utak mo. So dito ka lang mag-focus. Pero in the
Oo.
future, I know madi-discover ko siya. And I am still aggressively looking for it. And what I do when I say aggressively, I um I chase the rabbit down the hole. Like if I like dogs, if I
Mm.
like I love dogs, what I
Mm-mm.
did was I read everything I can read about dogs. I watch all the videos about dogs. Wait a second. I'm interested in plants. And I think nakikita mo sa Facebook, di ba?
Yes, yes.
City boy,
Uh,
Manila, ay, hindi naman Manila boy, pero Caviteño boy, city lupa yung ano ko, pero
uh,
man, I had my first harvest a few a few days ago. I like a few weeks ago,
mm-mm.
right? Kasi ba and ganun parang aggressively hinahabol ko talaga siya hanggang dulo. And along the process of me trying to habulin talaga 'yon. Doon ko na
Mm-mm.
discover yung, yung passion ko talaga, yung purpose ko talaga. So,
Mm-mm.
aggressively
Yes.
search for your purpose.
Dang. Because the journey is gonna be worth it. That's for sure. Yan.
Exactly.
Ano lang din, kasi, uh, just to add, oftentimes, like me personally, I'm challenged by immediate gratification and delayed gratification. If you're going to aggressively find your purpose, you have to, like, have an understanding that this is going to be a delayed gratification. It's a process.
Mm.
Sa nasabi nga nila, trust the process. Kung mahanap kayo ng sign na papaano ko mas maintindihan ang trust the process, ito yun. Ito yun.
Mm.
Itong season wrap-up na yun. This is how you can break down the phrase, trust the process.
Ang ganda. Process, trust the process. Naalala ko yung favorite saint ko, si Saint Therese
Mm-mm.
of Calcutta.
Mm-mm.
Parang, di ba kung titingin sa Saint Therese, talagang super, wow, parang pag namatay to, automatic, pasok to heaven. Pasok na agad yan. Parang
Uh,
sobrang close siguro nila ni God, ganyan. Pero sa isang biography niya na nabasa ko, parang shinare niya doon na parang, I've, I've been praying for 10 years dry. I've been praying for 10 years dry. Meaning, parang 10 years na siyang hindi na nakakaramdam ng saya sa prayer. 10 years na siyang parang ayaw niya na mag-pray, and yet tinuloy-tuloy niya yung prayer niya. Kaya parang ang sabi niya sa next few pages na yun, sometimes God doesn't require success. Sometimes God only asks you to do the process and do it really, really good. Sa madaling salita, may mga pagkakataon na hindi hinihingi ng Diyos ang resulta ng iyong trabaho, but yung trabaho mismo itself yung hinihingi niya from you. Like, kaya nga sabi nung isang friend ko, i-quote ko lang, one of the boys, sabi niya, Adam, sinful ako. Adam, makasalanan ako. Adam, sobrang hindi ako kaaya-aya sa mata ng Diyos, pero hindi ako titigil sa effort na mapangiti ko siya one day. And look at him now,
mm-mm.
He's still not perfect, but
Mm-mm.
but you can see his effort, and that effort entails, some, oh man, great. Galing. So
Totoo.
yeah,
Yeah.
the effort of listen. Paul, I'm sorry. I'm hijacking your
It's
show.
okay.
Paul, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Mm.
Listen, guys, listen. Like, if you're struggling, whoever's listening right now, if you're struggling sa porn addiction mo, just don't stop trying to stop that addiction. Find ways. I cannot give you ways or process or steps on how to stop your porn addiction, but what I'm telling you right now, don't stop trying to stop. If you're struggling sa anger issues mo, I can't tell you how you can stop it, but what I'm telling you right now is do not ever give up and stop trying to be better. Because the process of you trying to be better is sometimes yun lang yung required. Yun lang yung required. And thank you. Yun lang.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. That was a really beautiful, like, sentence to wrap everything up, man. Honestly. Dang. Um when you were saying that, lalo na nun sa when we were talking about finding value, I'm literally holding my tears back. Because like it was really beautiful. Oh shoot, promise. I've never, just to
Appreciate it. Thank you.
share everything on the podcast and all. I always look forward sa season wrap up. Although like twice ko pa lang siya nagagawa and all, kasi somehow, some way, lahat na napag-usapan ko like this season, nara-wrap up siya, nabo-brought up back siya sa last episode. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but maybe it has a purpose. It's the beauty of it, and I'm thankful that I'm talking to the right people who are going
Praise
to
God.
host. Yes. Thank you. Right. So, do you have anything else to say before we officially wrap things up? Man, anything, man. Mm-mm.
Well, last sentence, pasensya na. Kasi
It's okay. Mm-mm.
sobrang, sobrang daldal ko, sorry. Pero yeah, what I want you to do, this is a promise. Wait, I'm gonna get my pen. And type ko na lang rito. This is
Sige.
my promise. Sticky note, yan. Every fourth mystery, as in, guys, every fourth mystery ng rosary ko, I will pray for all the listeners here. And my prayer will be, Mama Mary, please pray for the people na nakinig ng podcast and help them to be who your son wants them to be. I promise that. For 2 weeks, I'm gonna do that. For 2 weeks, I'm gonna pray for you. And right now, if you're listening and if you're struggling with something na hindi ka pa ready i-share sa akin, you can, by the way, message me sa Facebook and you can message Paul. If you're not ready to share it, if whatever you're going through right now, tell I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna pray for you and just believe, regardless of what you think God is or who God is, believe that He is listening and looking at you. And sometimes your effort of going out of that problem, whatever you're going through, is what is required of you. And I'm gonna pray for you. I promise that. I promise you.
Thank
That's
you.
it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kuya Adam. Okay, so you guys, that's it for season 2 of our Runaway podcast, 7 Dimensions of Wellness. Again, the 7 dimensions are as follows: spiritual, physical, emotional, career, intellectual, environmental, and social. As for those who haven't known yet, if you take every single letter of those single dimensions, it spells out the word species. So take one step at a time for you to become a better species. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on season 3. We will see you on season 3. And
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Appreciate you guys. Bye bye.
And that's it for this episode. If you like to support the podcast, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Runaway Podcast. Subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast, run away with Runaway Podcast.